been a long week in America.
Yes.
From Atlanta, Brunswick, today in Savannah and all points in between, Georgians are declaring with this nation and people around the world that the system that we have is untenable.
Yes.
Make no mistake about that. What we do today in holding that street, what we do today in coming to this house of horrors,
Yes.
I work here so I can talk about it. Where justice is uneven and unfair,
Yes.
where the quality of it is determined by your bank account, rather than your guilt or innocence,
Yes, sir.
where people come into this courtroom every day and get time, while senators loot our bank account of the United States of America and go free. Where folks who are charged with crime, one day, I walked out of the courthouse and walked into the annex on the next day. Not good enough to handle the court's business, but now good enough to handle your voter registration. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you better ask somebody. This has been a long week in America. There are a couple of things that I think you need to know. And one, that the notion that the riots and the civil disobedience are somehow un-American is simply not true.
Yes.
I run a business right down Main Street in front of the City Hall. And I don't want to see the destruction of any property. But what happened to George Floyd was the destruction of his life.
Yes.
Windows can be replaced.
Yes.
Graffiti can come down.
Yes.
George Floyd will never get out of that grave. Ahmaud Arbery will not get out of that grave. Sandra Bland will not get out of that grave. Tamir Rice will not get out of that grave.
No.
It's as American as the Boston Tea Party.
Yes.
When people who are fed up with taxes took, looted, and rioted, we call them patriots. Because they knew that in the course of human history, when it becomes untenable to maintain bonds, that there has to be a separation. America, make no mistake about it, we've had a president for the last 4 years that has stoked the fires of those separations.
Yes.
He's called people who run over folks in the street good people.
Yes.
He's cussed out our leaders and our mothers. He's denigrated our countries of origin. He's put children in cages.
Yes.
He's taken from the poor and given to the rich.
Yes.
We have a day with destiny on November the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
Father's job is never easy because they have to speak the truth. And the truth is, if you think that what you've seen this week is all that you see, if America doesn't get off the necks of its democracy and stop choking the life out of this republic, you will see riots that will turn this. Turn it over. The second point is that what killed my brother in Minneapolis or Brunswick or Savannah or Sandersville or Atlanta was hate. This is a false narrative that racism is primarily about hate. Racism is a system to divide resources. It's not, hate is maybe a byproduct, but hate is primarily about power.
Yes.
You don't have to hate anybody. You don't even have to be white. You don't have to be male. You don't have to be straight. You don't have to fit any of those normative descriptions to other people.
Yes.
That's what racism is about. Reserving something for yourself that you would deny to other people. And in the case of race, it involves the privileges and rights of whiteness in this country. Racism is not about hate, it's about power. And so when you see a governor cancel a Supreme Court election so that he can appoint someone that he wants to be on the Supreme Court, even though there's an election that comes, that's about power.
Yes.
When you see a governor not following the science and opening back up this state, putting people who he now calls essential workers, who were fighting for a living wage a few months ago.
Right.
And now they're so essential, they can go back into harm's way. And 83% of those who are dead and in their graves from COVID-19 look like me and you. That's about power. That this house of horrors is staffed head to toe with too few people who look like you who are standing out there. That's about power. Racism is about, say that with me, racism is about power.
Is about power,
Not just hate.
not just hate.
Unless you're willing to give up some of your power, talking to some folks out there who got power. If you are straight, you got to give up some of your power to our lesbian, our transgender brothers and sisters. We got to give up some of our power to those who are non-Christian.
Yes. Yes.
You got to give up some of your power. Some of these judges seats, some of those banker benches. We got to give up power or there'll be a revolution in this country.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Tell people we're never known peace. To be peaceful is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes.
When has peace been offered to our people? Bullock County, it acts like it existed when this county was created by the General Assembly. It speaks nothing of the Yuchi who were killed in a genocide for white supremacy. You don't even know their names, and they occupied this space for millennia before any of us ever got here.
Yes, sir.
This is not a theory. The logical conclusion of white supremacy is genocide. You don't believe that? Find the Yuchi and ask them. Find the Yamacraw and ask them. Find those of the Creek Nation and ask them. Find the Cherokee and ask them. Final thing that I want to say. This has been a long week. That your respectability will not save you.
Yes.
It will not save you. I don't care what degree you get. I don't care what congregation you lead. I don't care how much money you can get in the bank. Your respectability, being a respectable Negro, will not save you. It never has. And it never will. When you think about it, here's the narrative. Trayvon Martin, gunned down by a neighborhood vigilante. They said you weren't there. You don't know what happened. You need witnesses. But for Mike Brown, there were 12 or more witnesses who all said he had his hands up and he was begging for them not to shoot, and they shot him anyway. And they said what we needed to do was spend millions of dollars on body cameras. Like the dash cameras that we had already spent millions of dollars on had done anything. But yet, when you spend the millions of dollars on the body cameras, they control when you get the video. If you ever get the video.
Yes.
If it shows what they wanted to show, you can get it released right now. If it doesn't, it won't come out. It won't come out.
Exactly.
So we watch Eric Gardner be choked to death, not in a small place like Brooklyn or Portal or Statesboro, but in the largest metropolis on the face of the earth. It rolled like porn on the news over and over again as his life drained from his body, and the same attorney general who's charged with doing justice released the officers, approved their behavior. And they said, even though you've seen what you saw on video, you can't believe it. You see, he deserved to die because he was a criminal. And that's why we don't look at what happens in this courthouse.
Right.
Because we've been told that these are criminals, but they are sons and our daughters.
Yes.
Yes.
What crime had Tamir Rice committed at 12 years old when he was playing with a toy in a park? And before the officer could ask him his name, he had pumped bullets into his heart. A child, 12 years old. The officer said in his report that he appeared to be a grown man. Without children, when they're Thurgood's age, was 13, they're not seen as children anymore. Gone are the notions that they're cute, lovable. Now there are problems in the classroom. On their way to a prison in a pipeline. Your respectability will not save you. I know they told you to get a degree, get a good job, stay within the lines, don't make any noise. Sandra Glenn had a master's degree in criminal justice.
Yes, sir.
Stopped for a left-hand turn and ended up hanging in her jail cell. Had a long week. Maud Aubrey, I know what you say about me. I know what you say about me. I know what you say about me. I know what white folks say about me. I know what black folks say about me. Count me as a rebel rouser.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's in the DA's report. Jackie Johnson, who covered for the officer, and George Barnhill, who covered for the officer. George Barnhill wrote, he had the audacity. He had the belief that no one would call him on it. The audacity to suggest that it was mere rebel rousers in the community that were keeping this thing going. And that there was nothing to see here but an honest citizen defending himself against an attacker who he thought was wrong. He had the video. It wasn't the video that changed the case. They always had the video. It was the fact that we got it. And so count me as a rebel rouser. If you think that means that you have to be lonely, you're in good company, because there was a rebel rouser by the name of Patrick Henry who said, give me liberty or give me death. If Patrick Henry is not enough for your Christian sensibilities, then let me give you and offer you Jesus Christ. Who in his first sermon didn't tell folks to stay out of the street. Didn't tell people to color within the line. He said, the Spirit of the living God is upon me to do some things. And it wasn't to let the powerful remain in their position. He said, the Spirit of the living God is on me to bind up the wounded. Look at your neighbor. They're wounded, whether they're black or white, male or female. They're wounded. We have to bind up. He's anointed me to do some things. Somebody say, do something.
Do something.
Anointed me to set the captives free. We have anytime a county like Bullock has more guards at the jail than they do kindergarten teachers, something's wrong.
Yes.
And the whole argument we've been involved in over the last 2 years as it relates to our administration of justice is whether we're going to turn an already too big jail into a bigger one, and then whether you're going to pay for it.
Right.
Who's going to set the captives free? Who's going to declare to DAs in this county who, instead of following the criminal justice reform that the General Assembly has passed, take and put charges upon charges and bootstrap treatment to charges just to make sure people sit in jail? So Daphne Totten, I know you're going into office without opposition. And I voted for you because I believe that you're going to do something. Jonathan McCullough, I voted for you. And will vote for you again. I don't give money to make sure you're elected, but you got to do something.
Yes.
A full review of our police department is in order.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The policies and procedures. And here's what we need for our city council to do. We need a real citizens review board
Yes.
to police the police. And we wanted to have a direct line to the chief to recommend keeping bad officers or telling them to get the hell out of
That's right.
In the city of Statesboro, we need to rein in the crime suppression teams that are trying to reformulate themselves. They were disbanded a few years ago, but they're on their way to coming back into operation again. They ran around Bullitt County like cowboys, busting in people's doors and arresting them at the ends of guns because they were selling a little weed. The same stuff that the people who sent them in with warrants go off to other states and smoke all the time.
Yes. Yes.
I say do something.
Do something.
In the Captain's Free, there was an officer here by the name of Jared Shabay. I think that was his first name. He terrorized this community his whole tenure here. He sold drugs. He used drugs. He prostituted our women. He forced flashlights down defendants' throats. He lied in courtrooms. And I went to the chief, who's not our chief now. We got a good chief now. But even good chiefs need people to hold them accountable. We got a good mayor now. We got a good council now. But they need us to hold them accountable. I didn't only go by myself. A group of lawyers went and said, this is a bad officer. That officer was eventually let go. But you know what? He may be working for some force somewhere else.
Right.
And he will kill somebody. Just like the 18 previous complaints that this officer had.
Right.
And people said, don't be a rebel rouser. You got to work with the police. You got to live here, make a living too. Well, if living here is the cost of the foot that's on my neck, then I'm just a slave, just a high price. Do some things.
Do some things.
Jesus speaking to his own hometown. And I'm speaking to my hometown. I'm not in Atlanta tonight. I'm not in Savannah tonight. I'm here in Statesboro tonight. Jesus speaking to his own hometown said that he has anointed me to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord's favor. And on that day of Pentecost, whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Right. And if we want to be saved in America, you better hear the cries of those in the streets.
Yes.
They're in the streets now. They're going to be breaking down our doors tomorrow. They're in the streets now, but they're going to be at our throats tomorrow. I can't breathe. No. That chant is good. But for me, as I give this to our mayor to speak to us and inspire us and tell us what the official response from government will be, because that's what this is. It's a protest. And that's where you redress your grievances to government. This goes beyond just the Constitution. I believe in my faith tradition that God made men and women in his image and his likeness. And when he blew the breath of life, they became living beings. And that officer in Minneapolis didn't have the right to take that breath from him. And so in this moment, would you stand and let's raise our fist? To those who will work with us to do some things, you will find an open hand. For those who will stand behind the status quo, you will find my clenched fist.
Yes.
Because before I'll ever be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. and
Yes.
glad to be with the Lord in these